Welcome to A Grief Observed. I'm your host, Chaplain Kevin Weaver, and today I have with me really a very exciting guest. I have with me Kathleen and Cooper Trifter. Is his last name Trifter too, Kathleen?
His last name is Trifter too, yes it is.
Cooper is a pet therapist, and Kathleen is his handler. I wanted to bring them on today and talk about pet therapy and, well, that ministry or that calling that Kathleen has answered. Kathleen, how did you get into pet therapy?
Well, you know, it's kind of an interesting story. I had wanted a dog for so many years. And my husband kept saying, well, when we retire, when we retire, when we retire. And finally, after we'd been retired for 2 years, I looked at him and I said, you know, it's my turn. It's my turn. So I started looking for this particular breed of dog because they are so calm. And I knew that I had wanted to do something with him or her when I got this dog. So he found the dog on the internet, and there were only 2 left when I called the woman, and nobody wanted Cooper because he has an underbite.
Oh,
and he has an
Cooper.
extra long tongue. And the breeder said to me, this was her first litter, and she said to me, she says, you know, he has kind of a problem. He's kind of a bully.
oh.
And I said, really? So I looked at him, and he had colors on him then. He had a black patch over his eye, and I looked at him and I thought, this is my dog.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight. So I took him home, and immediately I started attaching him on a leash. He was, I think, 11 weeks old, and I started attaching him to my belt with a leash so that he would learn to follow me around the house. And I just kind of started training him. After he was done with all of his shots, I started taking him for walks and taking him into Lowe's and, you know, everywhere I could go so that he'd get used to people.
So there was no real special training. You just kind of, like you said, you hooked him to your hip and...
Yes.
And,
yes, and then what I did was I found out what you needed to do to have a therapy dog, what process you needed to do. They had to be friendly, no licking. They had to get used to loud noises. They would have to sit, stay, down, and obey all those commands.
And he couldn't be a bully.
He couldn't be a bully.
But he's not a bully, was he? He wasn't a bully.
He was kind of a bully.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I mean, he would see other dogs and he would,
Oh my
and
goodness.
I mean, he's 11 weeks old.
Oh.
And so, you know, I just learned how to distract him from doing that. And now look at him. He's tired right now because we visited so
He's already been working today.
He's already been
and
working.
now he's under the hot lights.
2 hours.
He's on the spot. Well, in a little while, he's going to do some tricks for us. But
that's right.
Now, what breed of animal is our dog? Is Cooper?
He is a Coton de Tulier, and he's the royal dog of Madagascar.
Oh, okay.
I probably should have named him Prince or something.
Oh, there you go, Prince Cooper.
Yeah, Prince Cooper. But he is a rare breed. He's a member of the Bichon family, but he is his own separate breed.
Right.
500 years ago, they originated in Madagascar.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were used on ships as ratters, I think, and the royalty loved them. So.
Well, he's a beautiful animal.
Well, thank you.
How old is Cooper?
Cooper is 7.
Cooper's 7 years old.
He's been a therapy dog since he was 1.
Since he was 1.
Yep, so it's been doing a long time.
Now Cooper is involved in all kinds of therapy. I know that Cooper works up here I know he goes over to Salterra, and he's been over in Springerville or Eager at the Beehive. So he works with the elderly, but he also works with children, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Tell us about that.
Well, we are volunteers with the Avondale Police Department because we live in the Valley 6 months out of the year, and he works with kids that are victims of violent crimes.
Okay.
So at the Southwest Advocacy Center where we go into a playroom where these children are brought. You know, a lot of them have been taken out of school, or a crime has just been committed and they come with the police or whatever. And we sit with them in the playroom because they don't know what's going to happen to them.
Of course.
And they're frightened.
Sure.
You know. And so they play with Cooper, they talk to me or whatever, and then we have been used with the therapists. with the therapist, the child never tells what happened to them.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
they only the therapist might just have the child wrap Band-Aids around Cooper's paws or
Oh, wow.
something like that, and then
Wow.
they ask them, how would you feel if someone did that to you, or what does this mean? Oh, does that mean somebody cares about you? That type thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so Cooper has a special child in his life where we went down to the valley because the little girl has got to go to court,
Right.
and she had 2 depositions that she had to be in, and we went down for both of those separately, and we were with her before and after the deposition. And the reason we did that was the therapist had asked her what she would like to make her feel safe, because she was scared. She's only
Of course.
a
course.
young age. And she said, bring me Cooper.
She wanted Cooper, and I remember you telling me you had to
Yeah.
leave the mountain and go
And we
down
drove
to
down,
be
yeah.
with that little girl.
And so she had a deposition 2 days in a row. And so we stayed down there, and then we came back.
So when Cooper shows up on the scene at a deposition, what's the little girl's reaction?
Well, we weren't in the deposition. We were only with her before and
Right,
after.
right, of course.
Because, the police department wants to protect us.
Sure, sure.
And, but she said, I knew you would come. I knew you would come. And he was so happy to see her, because, he's seen her there quite a bit. So.
Wow. Now, you don't charge for Cooper's services, do you?
No,
So
we're
this
not
is just
allowed to
something
charge
not
for
allowed to
them.
charge.
And I wouldn't anyway, but.
Well, yeah, what price would you put on that? Although
wouldn't.
I expect you could, but my goodness, what a
Because
wonderful
we get
work.
more out of it
Yeah.
than they do.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Well, now you say that brings up a good point. You say that we get a lot out of that, and certainly you do. But what about Cooper? Is there some sense of fulfillment that an animal gets out of working?
Well, it's interesting because Cooper knows before I know what these kids need
Yeah.
or what these people need.
Yeah.
If they're really, really sick, like an elderly person or somebody with hospice, he knows that he just needs to go and lay and be next to them. He knows before I know. Wow. And there was one instance when we were at the Advocacy Center back to the children, and a little boy had burns on his body. And normally we don't know what happens to the children, okay?
Right.
We're kept out of that. We just know that we're there for them. And the receptionist, had to come and tell me, don't let Cooper jump up, which he doesn't anyway, but don't let him jump up because the boy has burns. Well, Cooper loved the little boy right away, and he knew. He knew that he just needed to lay beside him and be gentle. So, I mean, they just know. He knows more than I do.
It is amazing. I remember when you and I met you and Cooper over at Salterra, the first time to introduce you to the folks there. And it was amazing how, at least to me, it looked like he was maybe studying people as they walked by. And you could see he would look at different people differently, like he was maybe sensing what their needs were.
It's just the most amazing thing. Really, it is.
Wow, that's incredible.
Like, remember when I told you the story about the man that had passed away? And I didn't know that he had.
Oh, yeah.
And when we went to Salterra, because Cooper loved him, and when we went to Salterra to visit him, we go into the memory unit, and he pulls me right to his door.
Right to his door.
Right to his door.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so he's a pretty smart little guy.
It's amazing. Now, can most any dog be a therapy dog?
Yes, yes. They have to love people.
Okay.
They have to, know basic obedience. And they have to get used to loud noises.
Sure.
All sorts of different kinds of things. Like the first time he was ever around a ventilator, he had never been exposed to that, so he was frightened. And so I have to know that when something happens that makes him anxious, it's my responsibility to protect him, so I remove him from the situation and then introduce him slowly.
Wow. Amazing. You were telling me, too, about a soldier
Oh,
and the salute.
yes.
We're gonna take a break in just a couple minutes.
Okay.
And then Cooper's gonna come back and he's gonna show you folks that salute. But before the break, go ahead and tell us that story, would you?
I was at West Valley Hospital in Goodyear, and I was down in the waiting room where everybody's waiting for somebody to have surgery, and so that's a waiting room. It's a big waiting room. And I was in there, and Cooper was saying hi to people and stuff, and people were petting him, and a soldier walked in, and so I had him salute the soldier. Well, in the meantime, there were these big 3 burly guys over sitting in the corner, and they're going, "That's not a dog, that's a rat," you know, they're kind of making fun. And once they saw me have Cooper salute the soldier, one of the guys came over to me, and he said, "Lady, could you come here a minute?" And I said, "Sure, if you stop making fun of my dog."
Good for you.
And he said, "There's a guy that's going to be walking out of the door there." He said, "Could you have your dog salute him?" And I said, "Yes." "What's his name?" He says, "His name's Jerry." I said, "Okay." So anyway, the door opens up, and out comes this another big burly guy, you know, kind of like Harley guys.
Sure.
And I said, "Cooper, what do you do when you," and I gave him this command like that. And he saluted him.
Wow.
And the man broke into tears.
Wow.
And I felt so bad. I said to him, "Sir, I am so sorry if I've offended you," because I thought maybe this wasn't a very good joke, you know.
Sure.
And he said, on the contrary, he said, "I wish your dog could have been here to salute our friend that just went into surgery." He said, "You see those guys over there?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we all flew in from different parts of the United States because we were all in Vietnam together.
Wow.
And we wanted to be with him for surgery." So that's a pretty incredible story.
Amazing.
So then Cooper was a star. He wasn't a rat any longer. Yeah.
So Cooper was able to bring dignity
Yes.
and respect to, well, when you talk about vets from Vietnam, let's face it, there hasn't been a tremendous amount of respect. There is now,
There's
but
not.
there wasn't
Right.
at the time. And boy, I bet he felt really good.
He did.
From
They all hugged me,
from
and
an
then
animal.
I felt really good. So that was a good day.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. And I'm excited because Cooper is going to show you some of his tricks. So we'll see you in just a few. Welcome back. Once again, I'd like to introduce to you
Hey, Coop.
Kathleen Trifter and Cooper. Cooper's a therapy dog.
Say hi,
and
everybody.
he's going to work for you folks a little bit. So Kathleen, the stage is yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Normally, it depends upon where I'm going, but normally what we do is we do tricks.
Okay.
And, you know, sometimes we go to the library, sometimes the hospital or whatever. And I've learned that I always need to kind of bring a little treat or something for
Sure.
Cooper, because he does these tricks so often. He's like, boring.
Well, I noticed you mix it up because last time I saw you, you had Cheerios.
Yeah, I had Cheerios, and now I have little tiny bones, and I don't give him the whole thing because I don't want him to get chubby. But, Coop, gonna do some tricks? Come on. Good job. Okay, come here. Can you sit? Okay. Down. Good job. I want you to leave it, okay? You leave it. Do you take it to AB? Do you take it to FG? How about okay?
Oh.
What a good boy. You are so smart. Yes, you are. Okay, come here. Up. Very good. All right, come here. Oh, are you saluting the soldier without me even telling you that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Without me even telling you, can you salute the soldier? Good boy.
Good boy.
What a good boy. You are so smart. Come here. Okay. No, sit. Up. Come on, sit. No. Take a nap. Go on, take a nap. No complaints. Go on. Oh, good boy. Now, before we started working with kids that were victims of violent crimes, it was bang, you're dead.
Right.
So then we changed it. We changed it to take a nap.
Oh, that makes
And so
good
now
sense.
we make this kind of, I say to the kids, I bet you don't take a nap this fast for your mom, do you? And they go, no. And then one little boy says to me, well, that's not a very good trick. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, his eyes are open. Who knew? Okay,
Who
come
knew?
here. Good boy. Come here. Around here. Over. Good job.
Look at him go.
What a good boy. Can you shake? That's a very good job. Do you like these tricks? Come. You gonna give me, oh no, you gotta do better than that. Come here. It's
Oh.
a good boy.
Oh. Does he speak?
No, he doesn't speak. He used to speak. The reason I don't have him speak now is because the only time Cooper is really crazy is when he plays, and then he doesn't shush at all.
Oh.
So we don't speak.
So when he's not working, he's allowed to play, and you differentiate.
Oh,
the two. That makes sense.
when he's not working, he's a wild child.
No.
Up. No, wait. That is a good boy. Look at that balance. Wow, good job.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Can you wave? Say bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye. No, come
Oh,
on.
turn around. He can wave to the.
Here, you want to say bye-bye
To the
the
folks out
camera?
in the-
Okay, sit please. Okay. Wait now. Come here, sit. You're getting lazy. Come here. You
Well,
gotta
he's
look out here.
He's already worked a few
There
hours
you
today.
go. Yes. Say bye-bye. Can you say bye-bye? No? Well, can you stand? And can you bow?
There we go.
Oh, well, you're silly. Good job.
Oh,
Come on.
Kathleen, thank you.
Come on, up.
You know, and it's amazing how when you take him into different places, folks really gravitate to him.
They do.
They do.
They do.
And you can see it in their eyes. It's as though, I mean, they perk up. And even for a few minutes, they, dare I say, come back to life. Or they go to a place that is good and safe and
Yes.
secure.
I was with a hospice patient today, as a matter of fact, and Cooper got in bed with her, and she just said, "This is about the best thing that could have happened to me today," she said. And you know, it's funny because people say, how can you do what you do? Well, you're pretty blessed to be a part
Yeah.
of people's lives.
It is.
And you know, this might be the last dog they ever pet.
That's true.
And for myself, that would be pretty important to me because I'm a dog lover. But I do have a story
Okay.
about a gal at the Cancer Treatment Center down in Goodyear. She was from a different state, and she had come there for treatment, and she fell in love with Cooper because she had had a dog that she thought was like Cooper when she was younger, that her uncle bought for her. And so she got kind of attached. Well, she goes back to the state she lives in, and then she comes out for treatment, okay? So I gave her my phone number and everything, and so she texts me when she's coming for treatment. Well, what happened was, I was there for Blessing of the Paws, because we have a Blessing of the Paws that they do for the dogs, which is really wonderful, because we have something like 15 dogs there. And one of the nurses came down to me and said, "Kathleen, could you come up to the hospital rooms for a minute?" And she says, "We've had a special request." And it was right during the ceremony, and I said, "Oh, really?" And they said, "Yeah, she wants Cooper."
Wow.
Or he wants Cooper. And so I didn't know who it was, and so I went immediately up there, and I recognized the patient. She was in bed and had just they were trying to get her out of her anesthesia, and they couldn't get her out of it. And her husband came up to me and he says, "Her blood pressure is so high, they can't get her to stay awake." He said, "I really need your help." And I said, "Well, can I put Cooper in bed with her?" And he said, "Yes." And so I put Cooper in bed with her, and I took her hand, and I went like this on Cooper. And I told her, I said, "Mary," I said, "Cooper's here. He wants you to wake up. He wants you to wake up." And it was probably about 5 minutes, and before you know it, she was doing this herself.
Wow.
And she woke up, and the doctor at that point comes rushing in and says, I understand we have a high blood pressure problem here. And then he looked at Cooper and looked at her, and he says, "I guess you don't need me."
Amazing.
And you know, they've been back for treatments 4 or 5 times now, and every time we go down, you know, and we're with her, and it's just, you know, they're just like family to me now.
That's incredible. Now, you said that you trained Cooper, so there was really no specialized training or place that he went to. But
No.
he had to pass some kind of test, and
He did.
is he a certified, or what
Well,
do they become?
what they do is they say registered. He's a
Registered.
registered therapy dog.
registered therapy dog.
With Delta, which is now Pet Partners, and also TD Inc., Therapy
Okay.
Dogs Incorporated. So the tests are a little bit different, but
What did he have to do to become registered?
well, originally with Pet Partners, he had to, you know, sit, stay. I had to be able to walk away for a certain amount of time. He has to greet another dog without being a bully, which that was where I was really panicking because, you
Oh,
know,
no.
he thinks he's big for some reason.
Not
And
Cooper.
it must be because of me, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he passed with just shining colors. So, I mean, he's just really a great therapy dog. He knows what he needs to do.
And once he becomes registered, is there like a recertification period? Or
Every 2 years
Every
with
two-
Pet Partners, you have to do that, and they have to have a vet check, you know, for parasites
okay.
and all that
All right,
kind
sure,
of stuff.
sure.
And then with TD Inc., you go on 3 visits with a evaluator. So
Wow, amazing. And I know he is a pretty active working dog. I
Yes, he is.
remember you know, you came up here and we were in contact with one another about him coming to work over here with us at a hospice, but you don't overwork him. He has kind of a strict schedule, doesn't he?
he does, but when I first started, I did.
Oh.
I really did overwork him, you know, because I was so excited about what we were doing together. And, you know, and after a while, you know, he lets me know when he's tired. Like, he's tired now. He worked for 2 hours and 20 minutes this morning. So he's tired. I don't normally work him that long. But one of the groups that I co-founded, which is called Therapy Paws, it's based in Goodyear, and we now have something like 25 dogs.
Amazing.
And all those dogs go to the Cancer Treatment Center or West Valley Hospital. They don't take any other dogs besides the therapy dogs,
Very good. Very
you
good.
know, from our group.
Well,
Because, you know, we kind of keep an eye and make sure that they don't get any bad habits and that type thing.
Well, and again, Cooper, now he's a rescue dog, right?
No, he's not
He
a
wasn't a
rescue.
rescue dog?
No, he wasn't a rescue, but nobody wanted him, and she was going to take him to the pound, a no-kill shelter, because
Yeah.
nobody wanted him.
And look at the life he's able to lead.
He's the best.
He only gets to work 2 hours a day. Kathleen, if I give you my supervisor's number, will you tell her that I should only work 2 hours a day? Yeah. I like that life.
Yeah. Boy, wouldn't that be nice, Kevin?
You know, if
That'd be
you
nice.
ask them, they probably will tell you that's all I work in.
Yeah, and that's right. But, you know, it's interesting because in the Valley, we're really busy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we go to the Cancer Treatment Center, West Valley Hospital, with
Right.
the police department, you know, and with hospice. I'm with Hospice of the Valley down there. So up here, he's a little bit more on vacation.
Well, and he needs to be. This
Yeah.
is a time to relax. And of course, you guys work out your own routine. Now, you don't go into private residences, just facilities?
No, just facilities.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone were to ask me, you know, I would.
Right.
But really, he's better in facilities because he likes to say hi to everybody,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah. Incredible. Cooper.
And we are so thankful to the day I called you that you said, oh, we don't have any therapy dogs. That would be great.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been a great thing for me. Thank you.
I can't wait for you guys to come again next year. Of course, you're going to be here for a while yet. When you
Yeah.
plan on leaving the mountain?
Probably about October 15th.
Oh, okay. So we've got Cooper for a little while
Yeah,
longer.
a little while longer.
Some of you facilities out there, get a hold of us if you want Cooper to come on in. What about our cancer center? Do you go there?
No, I haven't. But, you know, I could certainly do Solterra and the Cancer Center on the same day.
Let me know.
Okay.
We can have you go.
The main thing is he has to be clean.
Yeah.
And keeping a little white dog clean is not that easy,
Yeah.
especially in the mountains.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yeah. Well, you live in Greer, so you take a walk there.
Yeah.
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 Well, Kathleen and Cooper, thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Your story is marvelous, and Cooper is wonderful. You are too.
Oh,
You're an
thank you.
amazing person. And, you know, for those of you who would like Cooper in the home, we have a book bark with Cooper's picture on it. And tell you what, if you will call me at 928-358-2047, give me your address, I'll mail you one of these. It's really cute. It says, "This book bark is for you." Cooper says, "I'm proud to salute soldiers." And then there's some information about Cooper, when he was born, the type of breed that he is, his favorite tricks, and also Kathleen's contact information is on here. If any of you are maybe interested in
Yep.
getting a pet therapy dog, I'm sure Kathleen wouldn't mind giving you some advice information how to do that.
I will tell you, my life is better.
Kathleen, I couldn't thank you more. Thank you for being here, bringing Cooper. The flowers that are here today
They're
are
beautiful.
yours.
Thank you very
Take them home
much.
with you. There's a
Maybe my husband will
little
learn
treat for
something
Cooper.
from this.
Yeah. Cooper, thank you. Can he do one more little thing before we go?
Coop, hey, mister, come here. Can you do one more little thing? Can you show him how smart you are? Come here. I don't want to do this. Come here. Okay. How about we just do this? Come here. Heel up. Come here. Sit. Can you come front? Can you come closer? Here, come closer. Oh, come here. Come in. Good boy. Okay, one more time. Front. Come here. Sit, please. Oh, you're supposed to look at the camera, Goofy.
No. There he is.
Say thank you very much for having me.
And thank you for joining us today on A Grief Observed. Kathleen Cooper, we'll see you soon.